everyone, and welcome to Dice Roll, the Queerest Pathfinder Podcast on the planet, where we ask hard questions like, what would you do if you were in a tavern and you were enjoying a nice, frothy, cold drink, when all of a sudden you felt something underneath the table kind of rummaging around, and you looked under, and there was a goblin, but, like, he had, like, all these magic rings, and you were like, what are you doing down there? And the goblin was like, ooh, I'm here to sell you my magic rings! And you're like, I don't want those magic rings, man. And then he pulls out, like, your mother and father's engagement rings, and you're like, what the fuck? And it's like, look at these magic rings! Oh, don't you want to buy them? And you're like, how the hell did you get that? And he's like, oh, won't you want to know? But in order to have answers, you must pay me 5 silver. And you're like, no, I'm not doing that. And you rush forward and try to grab him, but he like jumped out of the way. And you do get him, and he's like, no! And everyone in the tavern turns and looks at you because it's making a fucking load of noise. And you're like, I don't know this guy, but he's got my parents' rings. And like, then everyone's like, you have to stop that, man. He's just a guy. And you're like, no, but he has my parents' like engagement rings. And everyone else was like shaking their heads at you. And like the guy at the bar is like, I'm sorry, we can't let you come back here if this is how you're going to treat other clientele. So you're kicked out into the street and you're like pissed because you didn't finish your drink. And you look inside and like that goblin was still there. And he was like, and he's got like other stuff of yours now. And you don't know how he's got like your favorite book, like your fucking horse is in there. You don't know how they got the horse in. There's a sign on the door that says no pets allowed, but he's got a horse in there. No one else seems to mind. And you're like looking around stressed. No one that you talk to is listening to you. You like point to the guards and says, hey, that guy stole my parents' engagement rings, my horse, and my books. And they're like, that's a likely story. How would he steal all of those things and no one else would notice? And you're like, that's what I'm trying to say, man. And like you go home only to find out like your wife is there and she's like, oh, so we have to talk. And you're like, what about? I have a lot to say. And she's like, I'm leaving you. And you're like, what? And you look and it's the fucking goblin again. And he's like, yeah. And like you're kicked out of your own home. Your children don't want to speak to you anymore. And you're like sleeping on the streets. And just as you like find a piece of newspaper to pull over you to keep you warm at night. It's barely anything. And suddenly that's yanked away as well. And it's the fucking goblin again. And he's like, you'll never get away from me. What would you do in that situation?
I guess I'd make out with him. I guess I'd give him a big fat wet kiss on the lips.
I wish I knew what to tell you, babe.
Did this happen to you?
Do you have something to share?
The silence is astounding right now.
I'm like scared. Like, what happened?
Want to talk about it?
Also, goblins aren't all that tanky. Isn't murder on the table as well?
I love you, KK.
Everyone looks at me weird when I like try manhandle him.
Get over it.
I'm sorry.
Okay, but like you can do it in a place where there's not a lot of people. That's usually how they go.
I hadn't thought of that. Okay, so you're saying quiet and where no one else can see. Any other tips?
Yes.
What do I do with the goblin once I've killed him? Because like people are gonna start looking for him, and
since everyone fucking hates you for doing something so fucked up, I think you're probably gonna have to eat him.
And scene. We want to play some Pathfinder.
It's a wrap, you guys.
I hope you guys know that what I had down for my hard question today was just keep making up the worst hypothetical possible. Do not pause. Do not take a break. Just like make shit up on the fly.
That felt like a Goosebumps episode.
I was so lost.
I felt like this was a plot to like an early 2000s movie.
I want you to know, I was watching. I did that for 2 whole minutes, just non-stop talking, no pause for a breath.
I was wondering when you were gonna stop.
I could have gone on for longer, but I was like, we only have so much time in an episode.
I don't doubt you.
When we last left our heroes in the Abomination Vaults, the Fogfen Few had descended deep into the Abomination Vaults and found a cult of ghoul creatures in a deep, musty library. At first, dispelling them seemed to be no real issue, and they are able to begin researching some of the books that were present. However, it quickly became apparent that the ghouls were a little bit stronger than had originally been imagined, and Silk Witchhelm was badly wounded in the fight. And in the process, one of them whispered to Silk. Fiore also revealed some extremely powerful wellspring magic sorcery, which caught Ulrich off guard. All 3 adventurers were shaken by the encounter and decided that they were owed a well-earned weekend. As such, after their first week of dungeon delving, the heroes of Otari have made their way back into town. and are hoping to spend a few days recovering before they re-enter the dungeon. After all, burnout is the greatest monster of them all. You guys don't seem to agree with this.
No, I agree. It's more of a stunned nodding of my head.
So today we're going to do a little bit of roleplay again before maybe you'll hop back into the dungeon towards the end. We'll see how it goes. Do we want to start, you guys? I think we'll start the next day. I think that probably feels right? Like, you guys probably all had to go home, especially Silk. You were pretty messed up by everything that happened.
Oh, yeah. So,
by now, it has been about, by the way, a week since your adventure began. It is now Star Day. That's Fantasy Saturday. And you know that tomorrow, Sunday, Fantasy Sunday, is Election Day in Otari. But beyond that, there's not a whole lot that you have to tend to. You're taking the weekend to recover from the extremely stressful time in the dungeon because you guys don't want to go back in unprepared. Like, here's the thing. If you were to go back in every single day without fail, you'd slip up.
Yeah.
And one slip up is all it takes in a gig like this, you know?
Yeah.
So, it is Desnus. That's Fantasy May. 7th of Desnus, Star Day. 4/7/21 AR. And you guys are all kind of like coming out of your own homes. You're probably going to meet with each other. You're probably going to do stuff over the day. And I'm going to be taking a little bit of a backseat today because I think a lot of you have scenes with each other that you want to do. And of course, if you want to talk with any NPCs, you may. In order to decide who goes first, does anyone want to volunteer a scene that starts? Otherwise, I can roll a d6 and we can pick from there what happens. Shall I roll?
Yeah.
You go ahead.
Okay, well, in that case, 1 is a scene with Fiore, 2 is a scene with Silk, and 3 is a scene with Ulrich. And then the person who's rolled can choose which of the other people they want to have a scene with. Oh, fuck. 1, 2... Okay, that's Fiore.
I choose a scene. I forgot the name of Silk's familiar, so I just kept thinking the name Bort.
Bort? Hey, there in Fall of Plague Zone, the main guy who dies is called Bort at the very start.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
Anyway.
I remember Bort.
Anyway, unrelated. So, Fiore, I rolled a 4. That means you are going on.
Oh
so, Fiore, would you like a scene with Silk or a scene with Ulrich first? I know you have plans for both.
I feel like Ulrich should happen first.
Okay. Is that good by you, Luna?
Okay.
Kiki hates me and hates role-playing.
Little known fact, neither of you like playing games. Okay. So, describe to me, you two, how this scene happens. Who seeks out who? When does it happen? It is Star Day, so it's before I think anything else has had a chance to happen yet. How are you all doing? What's the plan?
Well, I think at this point, Fiore's not going to seek this out. But he has offered the others to come to the temple at any time. So there's that.
And I think Ulrich has taken that offer. He does bring, like, his own tea. Just as, like, an offering as well of, like, hey, I know that the last few days have been stressful. I made this. Would you like some?
That's sweet.
What kind of tea is it, actually, out of curiosity?
There are multiple. There's chamomile. There is white tea. The Pathfinder version of English breakfast.
I'm going to say... I'll say Talden breakfast in this case. I know Taldor isn't exactly England, but I feel it's the best analogy.
I don't think that things need to be exact or anything.
Yeah. I mean, it's the big fuck-off, old-ass, ugly empire, so I'll say Talden, right?
Okay. Okay. Yeah, Ulrich has brought, like, a multitude, so...
So, Ulrich, you are walking along the beach towards the Dawnflower Temple. The Dawnflower Temple does have, like, a few different shrines for other deities. Have you been here much before?
I think he might have been by a few times. If not inside the temple, then definitely outside it.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone in this temple knows, like, Ulrich and his family, then it's likely.
Did Ulrich go to school in Otari? I think that's it. Or was he, like, schooled by his parents? You know, because I feel that's a thing that's more common in fantasy era.
I think in later years he probably actually went to school, but early on he was probably schooled by his parents.
That makes sense. So I don't think you probably know anyone. Honestly, you probably were schooled near Absalom.
Okay.
Maybe not necessarily in the city itself, but like for like, you know, some late teens education, I feel that that's probably the most likely situation, because I think a lot of the kids in Otari are like schooled here from like ages maybe 6 to 12, and a lot of that is by the Dawnflower teachers, you know. But I think afterwards, if you're pursuing a higher education in like anything, not like college level even, just like general teenage education, you might like spend a few months away in like an older but not quite college level course or two near Absalom, and that's probably where you might have learned some more stuff specific about herbalism. That's just me doing conjecture, I don't know. But you definitely would know a few people in the Dawnflower Library. You've probably done errands for them. And certainly, I think as you were approaching, you might see a few familiar faces. Case in point, Fiore.
Wow.
Fiore, what are you doing when Ulrich arrives?
I think Fiore's like daily life when he's not adventuring. I think he helps clean, and I think he helps do manual labor.
What are you doing exactly at this exact moment?
He's probably sweeping right now.
Oh yeah, sweeping like sand off like the cobblestone, because you know you're on a beach. It happens. Fiore, you see Ulrich making his way towards you. What's up?
I think Fiore notices and he goes, "Oh, hi, Ulrich."
Hello, Fiore. How have you been?
Well, it's nice to not be in immediate danger, but it is a little more boring.
It's fair. I brought, and he fumbles with his bag a bit and shows him I brought some tea.
Oh, thank you.
Different flavors. I didn't know which one was you or Silk's favorite, so I made a lot.
Thank you. Do you want to come inside? I can pour us a cup.
Yeah, sounds good.
And then I think he takes Ulrich inside the actual temple to not a more public area. It's like I think it's kind of like people, like someone lives here. This is where Fiore lives, I think.
Oh, so you're taking into the like more residential parts of the library.
Yeah.
I think this is, maybe this is a very European thing to say, but have either of you been into a monastery?
No.
No.
I have.
Yeah. So high five, Ritz.
I'm not in this scene.
It's kind of like, it's strange how almost dormitory-like it is when you get to the residential parts. There's just a lot of bedrooms all lined up side by side in I would reckon that this room, this bedroom area, the dormitory area, probably has like a few marble busts of saints and like heralds of Serenray, maybe like works, art depicting her works on the walls, you know. Everything is like a lot of Quadrian art, which is the fantasy, the fantasy Middle East, because Serenray's worship is most popular there. I guess Islamic might actually be a better way of describing a lot of Serenite art.
I like that.
So I think as you're going, Fiore, you bring Silk into your room. What's it like? Is it your room that you're taking him to, or what?
I mean, I don't think he was... Yeah. I think he is. I think it's... his room is, decorated. It's not plain. He is not interested. He is a paladin. He is a part of the clergy, but I don't think that he lives very... he's not Like, he's not plain or anything.
Yeah, you're not ascetic. Ascetic?
I have no idea what that means.
I'm pretty sure it's acidic.
It means you don't give up stuff for you don't self-discipline by avoiding indulgence.
Yeah,
it's
no,
a thing in like nuns. No, it's like it looks pretty like anybody else's like bedroom, but it's I think he has like art of like the sun, and there's like a little shrine to Sarenrae. This is bed. I think he's got like a desk and a coffee table. He's got a few plushies, like stuffed animals, and bear of moles, and he's got mole plushies.
Yep.
You got them mole teddies. Sorry,
Don't even worry about it. And he's got his bed. There's a little step up to the bed, but it's just like a cute little room.
The step is for his mama to kiss, to be able to sit down beside him and kiss him in the cheek in the morning.
That's true. That is true and canonical.
That is actually something we've discussed before. So, Ulrich, welcome to Shay. Wow, Ulrich, you've been to both of the boys' houses.
Smile.
I don't think that's ever happened in a campaign of ours before, ever.
No.
I don't think you've ever been to the place that characters live as much.
That's simply not true, because
yeah.
the Extinction Curse characters just all live together.
Yeah, that's true.
That's fair.
Same thing with Kingmakers.
Yeah, true. Okay, fair enough. You got me.
Well, Kingmakers doesn't count, technically, but these people have residences.
Yeah, as in, like, the actual house and homes that other people live in that you do not also live in. How is Ulrich doing as you're guided through the Temple of Sarenrae?
I think Ulrich is interested in all of the art and the architecture of the place. He's looking around a lot. I don't think he's in here all that often, and again, if he is, it's usually to like run an errand and then leave. So he doesn't really have the time to take it all in. But he likes this place. He thinks it's really cool, and I think he notices that Fiore's room is definitely screams Fiore. So
it does, to be frank.
And he sets down his bag on, I think, the coffee table and lays out all the different teas. There are 5. And he says, well, this is quite the comfy space you have.
Thank you. I mean, I've been living here since I moved here. So I thought I'd make it home.
Oh, certainly did a good job of that.
I think he's making one of the teas.
And now Ulrich is mulling over how to start this conversation.
So, about those hell portal powers you showed yesterday.
I actually wanted to ask you about something.
Oh, yeah, what's up?
The magic that you did the other day.
He looks normal and regular.
Ulrich blinks and continues.
Yeah?
How much do you know about sorcerers?
I know that they exist, and they do magic.
Fiore, you start feeling your skin heating up. Slightly, not much, but slightly.
It's true!
It is true, but it's not very honorable, boy.
Why do you ask?
It's just something I noticed when we were fighting the ghouls. I've read a lot about different adventurers, and I know a thing or two about the different magic uses. And yours lined up fairly well with a sorcerer. So
Well, I'm not one.
I know that you aren't one. That is to say, you are a paladin. That isn't denied. And I'm not saying that you are a sorcerer, just...
I just have innate powers that I don't really like talking about. I'm not a sorcerer. I just have the symptoms. That was a terrible, terrible attempt at speaking.
I do know that you're not a sorcerer. You're not. Magic has its own ways in manifesting. Silk is a wizard. He studies it. And sometimes there are oracles who gain their magic not from any deity like a cleric or a paladin. They get it from an unknown source, something that they don't really find out about until maybe later, if they can figure it out. Witches have their patrons, and sorcerers have their blood.
Yeah. You've heard rumors about me. It's okay. I know people talk about me.
I've heard some, but I tend to discount them since people don't always know the whole picture.
I assume you've heard rumors that I'm cursed?
That word has come up once or twice.
It's okay. I'm used to it. It's not everybody, but it's enough that I've noticed. It's just those powers. I don't really like using magic. There's nothing wrong with myth magic in general, and it's magic can be used for good, and I like magic. I use magic. I use land hands like every day right now. I just don't like using that magic.
In panic states and situations, sometimes we go on autopilot.
You're telling me?
And if that's... well... that kind of magic I have heard is really hard to get a hold of.
It's getting worse, too.
Because you're getting stronger.
Yep.
Fiore, I do want you to understand that I don't see you differently because of those powers. I want you to know that. First and foremost.
I try to believe that.
You are still Fiore. You are not this, and he puts this in quotes, cursed being just because of an ignition or some crazy, honestly incredibly strong teleport.
I can't usually do that, by the way. Just so you know, that's not normal. I have no idea how that happened.
Would Albert know anything about, like, wild magic?
Would you like to make me either a nature, like a magic roll, so nature, arcana, whatever, or a bardic lore check?
Which one is higher? I'll do bardic lore.
Okay, go for it. All right, so you definitely do know a little bit about wellspring magic. Wellspring magic wells up within certain casters so mightily that it can overwhelm them and explode out of their control. There is an inherent contradiction in that a Wellspring Mage, which is the generic term for any caster who has innate magic that is sometimes too strong for them to control. There's an inherent contradiction in that they have greater potential for power, but they can't use it exactly as they wish. To use that magic is in itself to surrender slightly, you know? So you would also know that it's quite rare. Like, rarity tag rare, you know?
Oh, okay.
Very few people are Wellspring Mages. What you kind of could surmise is that Fiore might be experiencing Wellspring magic to this extent because of how heavily he is pushing it, like, down, you know?
Okay.
It's like pressure building up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you have a clogged thing which gas is supposed to push through, that gas isn't going to just disperse. It's going to get stuck there, and it's going to keep getting stuck there until boom, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of how Wellspring magic works. It's this incredible power that can't come out of the valve properly because there's just so much of it. And Fiore, it sounds to you, is grabbing the valve and shoving it closed even harder. That's kind of what you get from Wellspring magic. You also know that, like, being a Wellspring mage isn't innately bad. It can be scary because you don't know what's going to happen when you cast a spell or when you start, like, getting stressed out. But it's not inherently self-destructive, right? Like, there are some great tales, and I'll tell you because of Bard lore specifically, there's great tales of things like a mighty sorcerer in the middle of battle suddenly just creating music, orchestral music tied to their emotion, or creating loads of, like, luminous birds just kind of flocking the field. These aren't, like, necessarily evil, bad things. They're not going to blow up in your face dangerously necessarily, but they have the potential to. That's what you know about Wellspring magic.
Okay. I think Ulrich then reclines in his chair and goes, Wellspring, then.
What?
The reason why you don't know how you teleported was because of something called Wellspring magic. I've read about this before, too.
You've read about everything.
I've had my head shoved into pages of almost every book in almost all of Otari's libraries.
I've got to talk to my mom sometime.
But Wellspring magic is what happens when someone either has too much power and they don't know what to do with it, they can't control it, or it's being repressed.
Oh.
Sorry. Just the, oh. I'm like, oh, fuck.
It's not inherently bad. It's just a wild card, I would say. You don't know what's going to happen with every spell, but like you're teleporting, it saves Silk's life.
But it's...
I understand not wanting to use this magic, I get it. But it is also something I will caution you about as your friend. If the harder you shove down on repressing this, the more it's going to build up.
Great.
You don't have to use it. But just... it's better to be aware than to be caught off guard, especially if we're going to be in the vaults.
I don't want to use the magic. It looks... it just scares people. I know it scares people, even if people say that it's fine. It just happens, and there's nothing I can do about it. And now it's trying to get out of me when I don't want to use it. That's great.
It could be something worth looking into to see if you can, instead of shoving it down, just having a better hold.
I'd like to do that without using it.
Sure, there's a way. And if anyone knows anything about magic, you could talk to Silk about it.
I'm really worried about Silk dying.
That was going to be my next stop, if at all possible. I haven't seen him around yet.
Yeah, I'm kind of genuinely worried that he's gonna die before we can get back into the vaults. I've been worried about him. I know this stuff is a lot more intense than I think either of us were really aware, like any of us were really aware it would be. And I don't mean that in like a, we should have prepared more. I just think the vaults are, well, I had no idea that Otari was alive, so, or well, didn't die there.
That place is, fortunately and unfortunately, full of surprises.
Ulrich, make a perception check.
Okay.
What the hell?
Maybe you comment on it, maybe you don't. But just like any other time the conversation is on Fiore, he has changed the topic away. You don't have to say anything on it. It's just something you notice while this talk about Otari still being alive maybe is like happening. You're like, he did it. He did that. He has been doing that.
I think Ulrich leaves it be this time.
It will be the last!
Because I think he was able to sense, because it was a little pretty obvious that Fiore was very uncomfortable with talking about the magic. So Ulrich is going to give Fiore a break.
Yeah, that's fair. So my question is, I assume you guys maybe spend some more time together. How is the tea, by the way? How do you both find the tea? I'm sure, Ulrich, you already know, but Fiore, how do you take to the tea when it's like ready to be actually drank?
Fiore likes tea. I think that he drinks it with like in the morning. I think he probably prefers tea over coffee. So I think he's pleased. I think he's happy with it.
And I'm sure you have other things that you can idly discuss in the background. By the end of your time together, because you both have other things to do, other obligations, Ulrich, you have to go talk to Silk. Fiore, you have something to do as well. How are both of you doing at the end of this conversation?
I think Fiore feels a little relieved that Ulrich doesn't hate him.
Was that on the cards in Fiore's head?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't control what happens in there, okay?
No, you can't. He's an entity unto himself. So he's relieved. And how does he feel about Ulrich knowing?
I think he's anxious about it. Because I don't think anybody that isn't in his immediate family really knows that stuff. So he's anxious about it.
That makes sense. And Ulrich, how are you doing? Do you feel like you made any progress? Do you feel you've learned anything? What is the Ulrich state of mind right now?
I'm genuinely surprised at how, big brother mode Ulrich gets, because I think that he is worried about Fiore and is probably going to research more about, sorcery and wellspring magic just to comfort him and to make sure that he doesn't have to worry, and maybe he doesn't need to use these powers.
Oh my god, KK. I never would have guessed you would have made a character that cares deeply about one of my characters. and has a kind of big sibling sort of deal going on that takes care of them and does things without asking.
Really, that's really fucking cute. Hold on, wait a moment. Wow. This sounds like it's an XP for you two's high school relationship.
Well, that one was slightly more homoerotic.
Oh my
goodness. And also in that particular case, neither of you were in fact curse would help out. Well, maybe.
You don't know what we've been through.
Regardless, I think it's very sweet, and I love Ulrich having like this big brother side to him. They're great. I love them. So now we're gonna cut to a different scene, I think.
Yeah.
And Silk, it's your turn, buddy boy. Would you like to have a scene with Ulrich or a scene with Fiore first? You'll have the next one tomorrow.
Oh goodness. This is the same day that they come back, or is it the day after?
This is the next day. You have had the evening to relax and recover after the ghouls. So you have had time to like kind of. The pain was gone, but like you have had time to kind of process, or maybe not process, what happened. You know?
Okay. Yeah.
What do you want to do? If you don't know which scene you would like, because I think you have vague ideas what's going to happen with Ulrich, you have no idea what's going to happen with Fiore today, right?
Yeah.
Cool, I do. The question is, would you like something a little more deep or something a little lighthearted? And remember, we will do both scenes. It's just which order you want to do them.
Hurt and comfort, let's do the deep one first.
Okay. So, Ulrich. Big brother mode going crazy today. I think it's maybe the afternoon by the time you leave the Dawnflower Temple. You spoke for a long time with Fiore. You found out that he has a collection of mole plushies and he has names for them all. You became acquainted with Tiramisu the Mole. I'm making shit up for you, Dave. I hope this is okay. You became acquainted with Fiore's mole collection of, and otherwise, I think after everything, discussed what you knew about the vaults, and, you know, I think social rank up, right? The two of you were buddies, but this will help you get even closer. Unfortunately, you now have to check in on someone who's not necessarily doing the best again. So you have more tea to deliver, I'm sure.
Yes.
And you make your way to Snitch Street. Ulrich, do you knock on the front door of the mansion that Silk lives in?
Yeah.
Okay. Knock. You wait for a moment. Maybe there's actually this is a mansion. You probably ring a bell, right?
There's a pull cord.
Yeah, there's a pull cord. You do it. Ding dong dang dong. And a few seconds later, you hear the sound of footsteps, and the door opens, and no Silk. And you look directly down, and there is Borbo, and he looks up at you, and he chatters at you and says,
"Oh, Master Ulrich, it is you have come. Is it to see with Master Silk?"
Yes, Bobo, how are you doing?
"Oh, Borbo is doing so well. Borbo was scared of those awful creatures in the vaults, but Borbo is pleased to be away from them. Borbo is not sure why Mistress Belcora would employ ghouls. This seems counterproductive, no? Perhaps they would be eating the other servants. This is most concerning, no?"
Quite concerning. How is Silk doing?
"Oh, well, Master Silk is, as always, most beautiful and kind."
That's good.
I think from inside you hear, "Bobo, who is it?"
"Oh, it is Master Ulrich. I am telling him about your beauty and kindness."
You hear a clatter from inside.
Ulrich rushes inside and it's like, are you okay?
No, don't come in. I'm not decent.
Decent.
Okay, I'll be in the 40A? Question mark.
Ulrich standing there, red in the face, eyes pink.
Bro is naked.
He's not naked. Silk is in like the room over in like the I can't even say he looks bad because he always looks good, but he's definitely in relaxing wear.
Mm-hmm.
he takes a minute or two before he comes back out, and he's got his hair tied off to the side, and he's put on probably a coat or something.
A lavish dressing gown.
A lavish dressing gown before he slithers to the door with the hand over the frame and is slinking the door open, and he says, "Ulrich, to which do I owe the pleasure?"
I was just checking to see how you were, and I brought several teas.
Oh, well, would you like to come in?
Gladly.
Sorry about that. He holds the door open for you.
No worries. I was just worried. I was hoping you weren't. I was hoping that you were. I was checking to see how you were doing, especially after yesterday.
Silk smiles. As soon as Ulrich's inside, he closes the door. To say the least, I appreciate it. Come. I was lounging. You didn't interrupt anything.
Oh, no worries. This is your home. You should be as comfortable as you need to be.
Yes. Silk leads him to, like...
Okay. Moving on, I guess.
Response.
What an odd thing to say. What a peculiar thing to say.
Yeah, call attention to it. Silk walks Ulrich into a nice sitting room. It's got oh god, I don't know. I think this house is covered in books, and not just the library. I think that the ones in this room are just decorative, though. Most things in this room seem to be decorative, kind of gaudy.
Alright.
Silk sits down in one of the chairs and kind of crosses his legs. Well, what have you got for me?
Well, I made some, and he takes out all the containers. White tea, Tolden breakfast, black tea, mint, and Earl Grey.
Always a delight. I'll take mint.
Okay. I think Ulrich goes to prepare it, and while he's preparing it, he asks, "So, how have you been feeling since the other day?"
I think he kind of rests into his chair a little bit more. Maybe not sitting the most straight. And I think he's kind of leaning more onto one arm, like holding his head up with his hand. And he kind of puffs. And I think he sits in a bit of a pause for a moment. I felt a lot better, but I'm sure you could have guessed that. That was scary.
To say the least, yeah. I do apologize for not being any closer. I should have not strayed too far away.
No. Believe me, I shouldn't have been as comfortable as I was. It's my fault. Don't put upon yourself what others bring upon themselves. It's not befitting of a handsome man like you.
I mean, that is true, but I don't know, I guess I can't help but worry.
I could do worse than to have you worry about me. Certainly.
I think as Ulrich is preparing the tea, because of all the comments, he kind of pulls the hood a bit more on over his head, because Silk can absolutely still see his neck. It's red.
I think that perks him up a little bit. He's not as somber in his lounging pose as he was a moment ago.
It does jump out to you that even here, indoors, he is still wearing that hood.
You look warm.
I'm okay. I'm fine. As he's pouring the tea.
Borbo, who's standing at the door, very loudly whistles and leaves the room.
Oh, Borbo.
Oh, man.
Are you sure you're alright?
Yeah, it's nothing.
Ricky, I hope you'll forgive me, but it makes me feel better to prod. Why do you keep it on all the time?
He is like mid-pour when he uses that nickname. It's just... I don't know how to say this without making it less intriguing.
Oh.
I don't like bringing too much attention to myself. And as an Empyrean already, I have the eyes. So
there's more.
Beg pardon?
There's more, right?
Yes. Like, shakily slides over Silk's cup and nervously drinks his own tea.
Silk takes it. He's smiling. He's looking at Ulrich. And he kind of brings the cup up to his lips and he says, "Still so shy around me. Here I thought we were friends."
That we are. We definitely are friends. Absolutely. I'm sure you've heard people speculate about what I have under the hood and why I'm always wearing it. And I feel like if I take it off at any time, it's either going to be a wild disappointment or people are going to talk even further, which I don't know if you've realized, but I don't entirely like attention. At least from strangers.
Oh. So then it's fine.
What? What's fine?
You're fine with attention from me.
Oh my god.
I think he straightens up from in his seat and says,
Luna, if you need a rescue to break the scene, if you need a rescue, just fucking tab me in. I'll have some shit happen.
Oh no, we're keeping up. We're keeping going.
Okay. God, this is steamy.
They straighten up and say, it's fine. It's definitely not unwelcome. He drinks more.
What a compliment. I wouldn't tell anybody. I know that's probably fine. I don't think I could be disappointed by you, Ulrich.
Jaw drop.
You're sure about that?
He sets his tea down on the saucer, and I think he sets it back on the table. I think he genuinely smiles. Sincerely, everything I find out about you or observe has just intrigued me more.
Well, thank you.
I can't imagine a single thing that could fit under your hood that would disappoint me. But, and he throws his hands up, if you wouldn't like to, you can feel free to keep it on for as long as you'd like. Just know I'll stay curious.
You're sure about that? Because I think Ulrich is like, there is one hand at like the bottom of his hood, kind of like, he's toying with it with two fingers like, should I even? I think Ulrich does trust Silk enough. So I think he says, okay, I trust both you and Fiore. Absolutely. I don't know if I would have this off in public, but he quickly takes off the hood and turns completely to the side. He's not looking at Silk.
Can I just say the homoeroticism of it? Like, it's okay. You can show me this thing you've not shown anyone else.
Depending on what it is, it might just get a whole lot gayer. What is it?
So what I'm going to do now, Ritz, is I'm going to send you
Please.
a picture of Ulrich with his hood down. And I'm going to ask that neither of you say anything too specific, because until it's revealed also to Fiore, unless, Luna, you'd like it to be public. Do you want to save that for a while longer, either?
Fiore's gonna find out soon.
Yeah, but what about the listeners?
We can hold it off till Fiore finds out, because I think that's fun for the listeners.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Just a little bit of it. You know what we call this, what we in the business call this? We call this a cock tease.
Send me the goddamn picture.
Okay, I'm sending it to you now.
You're gonna get
Okay?
murdered if you don't show.
Please.
Feel free to DM me, by the way.
Here, Luna, I'll send it to you just so you remember.
I knew it. I knew there were fantril horns under there.
Okay, don't... Yeah, I think you can say this. I think you can say that.
Okay. Ulrich takes off their hood, and Silk is staring.
Ulrich can feel the stare, and without turning their head, their eyes just look at Silk like,
Ulrich sees Silk, both hands, like the tips of his hands covering his mouth, and he is pink. And he says, "Can I touch them?"
Sure.
Sorry, no. You were, wow, not what I expected.
So, not disappointing?
No. Gleefully surprised.
Okay. I suppose that's a valid and apt response and reaction. But
Yes.
this is the reason why I keep it on all the time. He can't hide it anymore. His face is pure fucking red.
Silk is not far behind him. Well, I think it's a shame to hide that. I'm happy you shared that with me. Thank you, Ulrich. And he's smiling. I don't think he's looking at Ulrich. I don't think he can.
Ulrich isn't looking at Silk either. It's like, well, I trust you, and I also trust Fiore. Haven't shown him just yet, but after what you said, I feel a bit more confident that I won't run off as soon as I pull my hood down.
Well, I'm glad I could extend any tiny shred of courage I have in my body to you.
Yeah, that's it. I'm sure that's it.
It's...
Is that a good place for us to pan out of this scene?
Yeah.
Because I think you two have a wonderful evening together.
Fucking kill myself.
You talk. Ulrich, did you hood up? I forgot. I was sorry. I was so enraptured by what was happening.
I think he keeps the hood down until he leaves.
Okay.
Wait, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Does he acknowledge what Silk said?
Of the... can I touch them?
Yes!
He does, and he almost said sure.
Oh my god! But instead, is he carefully avoiding answering for the moment?
No, I think he was going to say sure, but Silk was like, wait.
Okay. The two of you have that lovely evening together. And despite all this, all is well this Saturday night. Ulrich, you eventually go home. Silk, you don't really go out of the house much today. How are you two doing as you split ways?
Silk does feel better. I think that he's still fatigued. My personal Pathfinder headcanon is that even if you're healed to full, you are still not well.
Oh yeah, 100%, right? Like it
yeah,
cures injuries, but
not the exhaustion.
Injuries are not always physical, you know?
No, exactly. I as cute as it'd be, that didn't quite. That doesn't quite have the properties of healing.
Yeah.
But he feels better. He feels a lot better. I think that I'm admitting this out of character, of course, and he hasn't told anybody, but he has not been the best. So I think he definitely happily sees Ulrich off. Maybe isn't able to walk him out, but I think he really appreciated their visit tonight.
And I think... Oh, okay. And Ulrich, how are you doing? As you walk away, the sun having set on cloudy Otari.
Still red in the face.
Has he ever done that with anyone outside of his family? Or at least, has he done that in recent times?
The only other person outside his family that he's taken off his hood for was Doriana.
Oh,
But that was
that's true, yes.
But that was also a circumstance where he was like, he could do that because he felt that they were pretty similar. With Silk and Fiore, he has this thought in his head that he is, out of the three of them, is very underwhelming.
Girl,
oh,
So,
kick his ass.
fool that you are.
So he doesn't really think that anything that he has or does is impressive in comparison. So that's part of the reason why he kept the hood on for so long, even though he trusts the two of them with his life at this point. But after that, he feels a lot better about keeping the hood off around them and is more confident about showing Fiore and not having it on all the time. And he's very glad that he visited, and that I think he's also very happy that he can at least make Silk smile.
Kicks my legs.
Okay. Now, Luna, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Do I have consent to do something a little fucked up now?
What on earth is that?
Whoa.
Do I have consent from you to do something kind of messed up? It won't have any effect, although it will. If it gets too much at any point, you can fucking red card me and be like, start that shit over and don't do it as crazy as that.
Okay.
I'm so
Okay.
fucking scared.
Okay. Sure.
So, Ulrich, you walk home, you rest for the night. Fiore, you sleep with plushies of moles. And Silk, you fall asleep as well. And Silk, you are awoken. And you hear someone there.
Oh.
And you pull yourself up. And it's Ulrich, standing before you with his hood down, smiling at you warmly. You're not surprised by this. It feels right that he would be here. In fact, if anything, it feels warm. welcome. Silk, would you please make me a secret will save, please?
I don't feel warm and welcome right now.
Oh, but Silk does, and that's all the difference.
Oh no.
No.
Here you go.
Silk, you stand up and you walk towards Ulrich. You hold his hand, and it is warm, soft, softer than you could have imagined. And he leads you out of the room, downstairs. All you can think of is him. Look how beautiful he is with his hood down. The light in his eyes, the hair that tussles around his neck, the smell that he carries with him. Ulrich Revra is perfect, beautiful. You come to a stop together. And he turns to you, Silk. And you look into his eyes. And you put your hands around him. Here, with Ulrich standing before you, he is the only thing you can imagine. The only thing you want to imagine. The only thing you want. He smiles at you. And you know what you want to do. What you have always wanted to do. Silk, you lean in, your lips parting slightly, and you push your head towards his face, past his cheek, to his neck, and you sink your teeth into his flesh, and you bite down. Blood oozes out, and you eat. It is the most delicious meal you've ever had. It is what you always imagined it would taste like. What you always wanted. You consume him. And you feel more alive and more powerful than you have ever felt. And then you wake up. Ulrich is not there. Thank God.
Oh, thank God.
But you are not in your bedroom.
Oh.
I think wake up is less of an accurate description. It's more like you come to. You find yourself in the mansion's pantry. You must have walked here. Slept-walked? No, you weren't asleep, were you? There's something in your hands.
He looks down, shaking.
It is a delicious sirloin steak. Completely raw. Red dripping from it. From where you have plunged your teeth into it.
He drops it.
It lands with a wet splat on the floor. You feel the myoglobin from the steak dripping down from your lips to your chin, and now splattered onto the floor like a pool of blood. And in the back of your head you hear something. Whispers telling you that this was what you wanted. They're not your own voice. I will be very clear. This isn't a hallucination. That's not what's happening. It's someone else's voice. Sounds a hell of a lot like a voice you heard whisper into your ear 24 hours ago.
Okay. Cool.
You have failed a saving throw, I'm afraid.
Oh. For what?
Good question.
That's great.
No, this is fine. No, this is great.
Speaking of great, I turn to you, Luna. Consent, all good? Too much?
We're good.
Okay, cool. It wasn't too nasty?
Nah.
Okay.
He's like, I actually
Are we all
like
having
it
fun?
like
I have to make sure everyone's having fun, because that was kind of a lot.
This is so much fun. I love this.
This is fun. We're having fun.
Real and true.
And Dave, you're not involved in this scene. You having fun? We all good?
I think this is lovely. What a lovely time we're all having.
La 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 la. Hey everyone, welcome to my really romantic episode of Dice Roll. Go fuck yourself.
Dice will roll will return after these messages. We now return to Dice will roll.
Can I describe how Silk reacts?
Yeah, of course. Now let's hop back to Silk. How's Silk doing?
Silk is standing there, looking down at his hands and down at the floor where that piece of meat is. There's a desperate horror on his face. This is wrong. This is wrong. This is so fucking wrong. I don't think he can make any noise. That he, I think, stumbles back a bit into one of the shelves in the pantry, still looking at his hands before he grabs the bottom of his nightgown and wipes his hands clean.
The taste, I will point out, is still very strong on your tongue.
I have a question about that. Does it taste like raw meat to Silk?
Yes.
Does he feel sick?
No. In fact, I think a very desperate part of you is trying to hide the fact that it is the best tasting food you've ever had.
And he covers his mouth. And I think he just stands there for however long it takes to be able to move again. I don't think he cleans it up. Not now, anyways. I think that I won't say the shock ends, because it doesn't. I don't think that Silk is in any kind of good state of mind after that. But as soon as he has any mind at all to get out of the pantry, he leaves it. He doesn't look at it again. He shuts the doors behind him. And without cleaning himself up, he walks back upstairs and crawls back into bed and curls up on his side.
I think the worst thing is that there is no nausea. There is no... Maybe there's your anxiety, but there's no, like, symptoms. This doesn't seem to be like a physical thing whatsoever.
No.
In fact, it's pretty comfortable. You feel nice in the bed. Why does that make it worse?
He might feel nice in the bed, but he does not feel nice in the head.
Heyo! Pew, 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 pew,
Yeah.
pew, pew, pew.
Hey. Woo!
Now! Okay. Back to our light-hearted downtime episode where everyone is feeling okay.
This is so lighthearted.
I'm having a good time.
I'm having fun.
This is so much fun, everybody. Are you having fun?
I'm having fun. God damn it, I'm having fun.
Fuck.
Anyway.
Shit, I'm having so much fun. Fuck.
So, morning comes.
Oh.
And you know what? Busy day in Otari. Because today is no ordinary day. Today, it's what we've all been waiting for it. It's election day, everyone.
Wow, everybody do your part.
The first Sunday after Founders Festival is, as always, voting day. Anyone in the town is allowed to vote. So even though Silk isn't, like, from here, he lives here, so he's allowed to vote, you know?
Yay, suffrage.
Rufford.
The two candidates are as always, the incumbent mayor, Josef Menheims, who pledges to help increase funding for schools, do some public works, and try get some better deals with the local logging companies that are working in the woods beyond Otari. Standing against him is the challenger, Carmen Rajani, who pledges to be better than Josef Menheims and be related to Vol Rajani, and he makes stuff in laser blades. So I'd like to ask, noon, the sun is in the sky. Let's start with Ulrich. Ulrich, how are you doing, and do you intend on voting today?
I think Ulrich's doing pretty alright. Probably votes.
Now, I have a question.
Yes.
Who does Ulrich vote for?
I don't know. Maybe it's the current mayor.
So, what attracted you to him? Was it his policies, perhaps? His what is it that made Ulrich a Team Menheims voter?
Well, he's been doing a good job and the man's daughter is his little sister, so.
Yeah. I will say, as you do go voting, you have in town, I think in the market, Menheims has a stage. He is giving speeches, encouraging people to vote. Reminding people, I am here. I am part of this town. Vote for me.
He's also queer.
To the north of town, near Ilvashi Street, Carmen is also having one. Notably fewer people. A lot of them seem to be customers.
Dang.
But he is very impassioned in his speeches, and will call out to people who are passing by and drag them in. You make your way towards the garrison, which is where the votes are being held. Captain Longsaddles is there. He gives you a look up and down. And I think before you even have a chance to vote, he puts a hand on your shoulder and says, "You there, boy! I've noticed that despite your visits into the Fogfen, that light in the distance is still glowing. No results yet."
It's the work in progress.
You've taken the day off today and yesterday rather than venturing back into the dungeon. Is that so?
Well, we took a pretty big hit, so we opted to rest.
You see to it, boy, that there are no further incidents like the one in the graveyard. You understand me?
Yes, sir.
He nods, confident that he's won this argument, and lets you go vote.
And Ulrich just walks away, looks back at him, and goes, "The fuck."
You vote. Osif is there, his wife Emnala, who is a shorter woman with big thick glasses, and of course Doriana dressed in her Sunday. That's Sunday best.
Thank you for reminding us.
Is standing on the stage, and she sees you and smiles and waves.
He smiles and waves back.
Now, Fiore. Dare I ask, how is Fiore doing this fine Sunday? And are you intending on voting?
Fiore intends on voting. I think he's voted every year since he was allowed.
Okay, that's good. That's good of him. Civic duty,
He is voting for the current mayor.
But why?
Because he likes the current mayor.
Well, Fiore, as you are making your way towards Drake Street, where the Otari garrison is, you hear a voice call out to you. And the voice says, "Hey, over there! That is Master Sunchaser, big supporter of the Rajani crowd. Am I right?"
Fuck.
And you turn and look, and there indeed is Vol Rajani, and his followers have followed him to Drake Street, to the voting booths.
Fiore's about to vote. He's about to walk in to go vote, and he's like, "Oh. Hi, Carmen."
And he throws his arms open like he's expecting a hug. He walks over to you, he's like, "Ready to do it? This is it. This is the year. Biggest turnout so far. in any of my runs. We have got this in the bag. People are tired, Fiore. Can't you hear it? People are yawning. They're sick of old Mayor Menhim's archaic rule of this town. I think it's time for a change, right? And today, he kind of like thumps his chest and points at you. We're gonna make it happen, right? Hero of the Gauntlet, everyone!
I sure hope those votes aren't public.
No, there are voting boots, but I will say a firm hand is put on Carmen's shoulder before you have to defend yourself, Fiore. And it is Aloria Galantine, the local ranger who runs the delivery service of Otari. And this, dark-skinned, wild-haired one, she leans in and says, Carmen, I hate to be bursting your bubble, but I'm pretty sure the mayoral candidates aren't supposed to be too close to the garrison. I reckon that's intimidation. And he looks at her like he's about to say something very rude.
Fiore's like, well, you want to make sure that you act as professional as possible, right? If you were to be the mayor.
Clenches his jaw a little bit and then unclenches his. Of course.
It's nothing against you. I'm just standing here. I'm just gonna vote.
Hey, okay. You know what? You're right. Sorry. Didn't mean to cause a scene, everyone. Just, reminding people who the prime candidate for a reborn Otari, like a phoenix rising from the flames of a forge. Vote Rajani! And there's a few scattered claps, and he,
have a good day.
Gestures for his followers to go in, and he makes his way off. Galantine turns to you and says, "You holding up all right, Mr. Sunchaser?"
Yeah. It's not the first time he's done this.
No, I sure would suppose that ain't the case.
I just feel bad. I don't want to hurt his feelings.
He's a big man, Mr. Sunchaser.
I really don't want to tell him that I'm not voting for him.
Then don't tell him. But at the same time, people like this, they're not worth worrying over. He's kind of like... He's like a stomach.
What?
Well, the empty ones growl the loudest, right?
That's definitely a way to put it. I've never heard that one before.
It's how my ma used to put it. Look, let's go vote, and I'm sure we'll vote with our hearts and our conscience. Yeah?
Yeah.
And now, as we pan out, we move to Silk. Silk, you're gonna need to leave the house at some point today. One way or another, you are down a meal.
Oh no.
Notably, there was no mess on the floor this morning. Borbo seems to have taken care of it.
Okay.
Borbo is a good boy. You do there's signs that he didn't there's signs that whatever happened last night happened because there's it's not perfectly clean. But it seems that Borbo, who is very used to cleaning, saw this and was like, mein Gott, and did it,
Silk cleans the rest up. He's not well, but he's in a better state. God, I fucking guess he leaves the house.
It's either that or you starving. You're not sending that old man to do it.
Oh, absolutely not. He
and
can't.
Borbo, as much as we love Borbo, I don't know that Borbo can be trusted with money. Go buy me food.
Never. I think that it's not him psyching himself up to leave the house. I think that it's him psyching himself up to be fucking normal. He's staring at himself and his vanity, and he's like, "You're so normal. You are normal. You've never done anything weird in your life." And he fucking manages, I guess, to get out of the house and go get something to eat and vote.
Okay. Who are you voting for, may I ask?
Take a fucking wild guess.
So that's 2 for Menhim's and 1 for Carmen.
No!
What? But you said take a guess.
He's not voting for Carmen. He thinks Carmen's a jackass.
Why not? She's got good policies.
No, he doesn't.
He's young. He's virile.
He's fucking annoying.
Down.
Silk... Okay, listen. Silk might be vain and superficial. But... And that's a hard but. He's not fucking stupid. He likes this town. And even if he did vote for Carmen, I don't think he thinks he'd win, but he doesn't want to even give him the single vote because he thinks he's too big for his britches. Plus, he likes menus.
That's fair. My name's
He's a DILF.
Okay. He's old and virile.
Shut up. Stop saying that word.
What, old?
No, virile.
Virile. You want me to not say virile? Okay.
No, I don't want you to fucking say virile. Stop saying it.
Okay, no more viriles for me. That you have your last virile for me.
Good God Almighty.
Anyway. And Silk, I think you are perusing the market when you have your next scene.
Wonderful.
Because as you're perusing the market, you spot someone.
Ooh.
It's Fiore.
Oh.
And he seems to be walking around doing stuff. And he doesn't seem to be alone.
Oh.
He is accompanied by a large blonde man. One that you may recognize as Evanwer Concilier, the bartender of the Drunken Dragon.
Interesting. I think Silk makes it so that they purposefully bump into each other.
Okay.
Oh my god,
does this
how are
happen?
we gonna
Okay.
have these characters beat up?
How does this happen? Because I'm gonna cut now to Fiore and Evanwer, and you tell me when something happens, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Oh look, Fiore, they've got like little soaps here, like exotic scented soaps. What is this? What's a pineapple? Have you ever heard of pineapple? I've not really been outside of Otari a whole lot. It's something from Absalom, I'm sure, right?
I think that they're from more tropical areas.
Oh, is it? Like this design here doesn't really look like an apple. It's more like, oh, I don't even know what I'd describe it like. Like a spiky potato with leaves.
Well, it doesn't smell like that.
Fiore, look over there, Fiore. They've got Druman candy.
Oh.
Shall we check it out?
Let's be
I'll buy you a
bad.
bag.
Hey.
Let's be bad. Oh, Fiore, let's be
Oh
bad.
my
shall we?
god, I fucking love Evanwer, sorry. As soon as they turn around, Silk is like standing back
Looming.
face to them.
Oh,
Oh, Fiore and Evanwer. What a coincidence to see you guys in the market today.
Oh,
well, hello, Silk. How are you doing today?
Oh, well, I'm wonderful, Evanwer. Thank you for asking. How are you two?
oh, we're good. We were just shopping.
Are you on a date?
No,
No, that's not. Can two friends not spend time with each other and peruse markets?
No, of course.
What are you laughing at?
No, nothing. I think that it's very cute to see two friends off together. Mind if I join you?
sure.
Well, if Fiore's all right with it, I don't mind getting to know one of Fiore's friends.
I wouldn't mind getting to know one of Fiore's friends as well. I don't think you and I have been properly introduced. Silk Witchhelm. Nice to meet you. And he holds out a slender hand.
Oh yes, well, you know, I believe you know my name, but Evanwer Concilier, it's lovely to meet you as well.
Wow. Isn't this just wonderful?
Well,
Fiore in his head. Is it?
So where were you guys off to? Where am I following you both?
Well, we were just shopping. Like, we were just walking around and shopping and stuff.
a little bit of window shopping, or, well, you know, stall shopping, as it were.
Oh, why don't I show you all the best places?
Oh, don't worry, I know all the best places myself already.
Oh, do you?
Although I don't mind comparing my taste to yours.
Let's trade notes.
All right, chat. Is that? He turns to Fiore.
Hmm?
How's Fiore doing right now? What is the Fiore state of mind?
Well, he looks pleasant and fine. In his brain, he's screaming.
Now, what is it about the situation that is distressing Fiore?
This is so embarrassing. This is so embarrassing. This is so embarrassing. What do you mean his friend Silk who he can tell has a crush on his other friend Ulrich is now. What do you mean the ball is not in his playing field today? What?
Silk needs his distraction badly. He'll apologize to Fiore later.
So, I think you guys spent some time going through the markets. you notice, Silk,
Mm-hmm.
that every once in a while, like, Evander will buy, like, small things for Fiore, and then Fiore will be like, oh, you like this, this expensive, like, piece of jewelry? I'll pay for that, and uses the treasure he got from the dungeon to pay for it.
Oh, that's so cute. Oh my god. I think Silk kind of goads them on. I think Silk purposefully points at something for Vanweird to point out to Fiore.
Okay, well, what does he point out? Give me something.
Something matching.
Okay.
Kills myself.
What is it? Like,
I don't know, like 2 bracelets.
oh my god.
Let's be bad, as a Vanweird would say.
Let's be bad.
So, Silk, point out. Come on, in character. Let's do it.
Silk, he like quietly clears his throat and he kind of elbows Evan around on the elbow. His hit, elbow to elbow, and he's like,
Okay.
Evan,
Yeah, Silk.
don't you think those 2 bracelets over there are cute? And he like points with his head towards like the stall next to them that has like a silver and gold bracelet next to each other.
Silver and gold. Our colors, Fiore.
Huh?
Funny that.
Oh, but it looked 15 gold is very expensive for something like that, don't you think?
He's being normal. He's being normal. He's being normal. He's being normal. Fiore, who is extremely aware that Silk is right there. Like, well, you know, I could get it for us.
Oh, Fiore.
What?
No, that's too That's too much, Fiore. Spending even 3 gold on me earlier was too much.
I get a lot of treasure from the vaults right now.
Yes, but you should be spending that on like potions or like, I don't know.
I do.
Yes, but 15 gold is a lot of potions, isn't it?
Well, it seems like your friendship is priceless.
Fiore gave Silk a look.
Silk winks at him.
It is such an unimpressed look.
And I think he says, why do I go about it for a second? See if I can't bring the price down a little bit. I feel guilty otherwise, Fiore.
Well, if you're sure.
Okay, thank you. But, you know, don't... It's just nice to have something that matches with a friend, right? You 3 should get matching stuff at some point. Like some sort of like, I don't know, like a Fogfen Few custom, bespoke necklace or something. I don't know.
Oh, good idea.
Maybe rings. Rings are very adventure-y, right? Regardless, I'm talking too much. I'll go talk to the shopkeeper, see if I can't bring the price down ever so slightly. Is that all right?
I'll go.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, well, I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. And he whoops away, leaving you 2 alone with each other.
Fiore pokes Silk's chest and says, do not think that I haven't noticed the way that you look at Ulrich, too.
Oh, shit.
Fiore did not intend it, but Silk's face drops in horror for a second.
I've seen a Google eyes you give him.
He genuinely looked fucking startled for a second.
Are you okay?
Oh,
Didn't scare you.
I'm fine. You've got quite the catch on your hands.
It's I don't want to assume anything.
Assume? Love, he's head over heels for you, and you are for him.
What
Are you kidding? Assume.
What are you talking about? He hasn't said anything, so I'm not gonna assume that it's anything.
Oh, right. He doesn't need to say anything. You just need to listen.
I do. Every time he talks.
Oh, honey, I mean, to his actions. Look at all the sweets he's got you.
I like sweets.
And he knows exactly which ones you like.
We've known each other a while.
I've had friends that I've known for years. I couldn't tell you a single fucking thing they like to eat.
Tell me something that Silk likes to eat.
Raw steak, it seems.
Something that is not that he likes to eat.
Stop it. Oh god, I've never thought of this. Silk likes to eat
Like something that when they go, I imagine that they've gone out a few times, something that they would go to a cafe and get, that he gets often, whether it's a dessert or an entree or something.
I'm thinking, I'm so bad at this. Oh my god.
Or even a flavor of like drink or candy that he likes.
I think he likes, for candy, I think he likes butterscotch.
Okay, then Fiore's like, what are you talking about? Wait, KK.
Okay, yes.
What is something that Ulrich would like?
Oh gosh. Oh, fuck.
It's hard.
I haven't thought about this either.
It's a hard fucking question.
No, I understand you.
It's a good question, though.
It is a really good question.
I know what he's gonna want to eat after this, and it's pure fucking vegetarian.
Bro is going.
Ulrich is like I think that Ulrich really likes breakfast foods.
Okay. Then, like pancakesy type.
You know the Grand Slam at Denny's?
Oh
Yes!
Stop reminding me. I'm not in America right now. Jesus.
I'm sorry, but that.
We'll make you a Grand Slam.
Yes, you will.
It's not the same, it has to be shitty.
Yeah, it has to be at 3 a.m. Fiore goes, wait, what are you talking about? You like butterscotch, and Ulrich always gets, like he eats breakfast, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner. That's basic knowledge to have about your friends.
I think he's pig for a second. He goes, "You're far too perceptive for my liking right now."
I watch you. We've gone to eat lunch together. I don't think it's that special.
Okay, but my point is that when you like someone, you pay extra special attention to them.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I think it's very obvious as an outsider that you perhaps are a little bit more than good friends, whether you know it or not. I think it's cute.
Yeah, well, watch out, I'm gonna kick your butt.
You could.
He's like, what? He's like, what are you? He's like, why do you say it like that?
So thinking about how fucking weak he is. He's sad.
Are you okay? Do you want me to help you learn how to punch somebody?
No. he waves his hands in like disregard, and he says, "That's not my style, but it's appreciated."
Right. You'd prefer if Ulrich did that for you.
Yes, I would.
Ulrich somewhere in Otari sneezes.
I'm gonna kick your butt, man. I'm so
You know,
embarrassed.
Fiore,
Don't tell him.
for an extra fee, those bracelets can be engraved. And Silk reaches in his pocket and hands him whatever that extra fee is.
I'm not good. That's so forward. I don't know for sure if he likes me.
Well, you trust me, don't you?
With my life, yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, then trust me with your love life. I'm saying go for it.
that is. I don't want to mess it up with him.
Of course. And far be it from me to push you to actually do anything, but I don't think you could.
I'm sure I could do something really dumb. It's not like said self-deprecatingly. It's said like he's done something dumb before.
Mm-hmm.
Don't tell him. Don't tell him anything.
Oh, never.
But yes, I like him. Oh my god. Who could have thought?
Shock of all shocks. Well, if you ever need me to push you, I'm happy to.
Thank you, Silk.
Would you like me to get out of your hair?
Don't say it like that.
No, it's okay. I know you'd like to be with your boyfriend.
He's not my...
Not yet. If you catch him now, I think he's still haggling.
Well, actually, he's turning back to you all.
Oh.
He's walking back to you all. And he says, "So, bad news."
Oh.
Oh no.
He raised the price to 20 gold.
What? How did you do that?
So I didn't recognize the merchant, but she, I didn't, catch her by sight, but, I knew her son when we were younger, and, let's say we had a bit of history, and one night I snuck into his house.
Fanwer!
Consensually, he invited me. I was invited, but, back window, and...
Naughty dog!
Well, we were caught, and let's just say they did not appreciate the way I was treating that poor wizard-to-be's wands, and some people really hold a grudge, it's been 5 years or something. Get over it, lady.
5 years.
So unless you're willing to fork over an extra 5 gold, she's not selling us those bracelets. But that's okay. They were a bit tacky up close anyway. He says, clearly lying.
Leave it to me. Silk walks towards that fucking merchant.
It's like, I'm kind of scared of what he's gonna do.
The merchant looks at you and says, "Aye, what can I do for you?"
There's 2 bracelets. How much are you selling them for?
15 gold pieces.
15. You're not a haggler, are you?
I can haggle when I want to. Although,
Well.
suspiciously, I was just haggling with someone else for these exact same bracelets.
Isn't that suspicious? So do you want to?
These 2 matching bracelets that come
These
in a
two-
pair for 2 people. Isn't that strange?
Isn't that strange? Silk fucking waves his wrist full of bracelets.
To be honest,
Make me a
that's fair.
That's a very good. Make me a deception check, but I'm gonna give you a +2 on this roll.
Okay. Private?
You can do it public.
Okay, I'll do it public.
This one time.
This one time. Plus.
You'll know whether you fail or not.
Ooh, 18?
18. And...
I have hero points.
Oh, that's just a DC, boy.
Oh, shit.
She looks at you and says, "Right, fair enough, I suppose. 15 gold pieces, unless you'd like to haggle with me. You think they're not worth 15 gold?"
Well, for how bare they are. I mean, if they came with any stones in them, then I could understand 15, but plain bands.
Right.
I'd take them both for 10.
Right.
You know, an Absalom.
I reckon that might take a DC 18 diplomacy check, it might.
You're not supposed to know what that is.
I do know. I know many things.
I'm not supposed to know what that is.
25.
Yeah, all right, sounds good to me.
Holy shit. I didn't even have to tell my lie. Okay.
She hands you. I think maybe she generally sends the others a look like as if like, "Look, I sold them for cheaper."
Yeah, as soon as he gets them, he walks over to them and gives it to them in full view of her.
My gosh, Silk, no.
No. This is what, I offer you as, a token for crashing your party today.
Oh, you're so nice.
I know,
Thank you.
right?
We should go get to tea sometime. I like you. You're fun.
Oh, you're fun.
Oh my fucking god. He's obnoxious. I hate him. I love him. I hate him.
Yaaaaay in his mind is like, am I in hell right now?
The curse is real.
Silk swallows and he's like,
I can invite Ulrich. It'll be a thing.
Oh my god. You know what? Maybe us two and you two, after all, since you and Ulrich are such good friends yourselves.
such good friends.
Mm-hmm. He says, and it's almost like a fucking threat, like I know.
Silk winks at Vanware.
He winks back. Oh no, they're both awful.
Yaaaaay in his mind is like, what just happened? What is happening? Why is this happening?
On next Oats Day, I do get off work fairly early, for once.
I love him, I'm sorry. He's the best NPC.
Fiore, I mean, we can leave Sand to manage Drunken Dragon. Fiore, how about, you, me, Silk, Ulrich, we all go get something to eat that night. I heard that the Otari fishery does a good dinner.
Yeah, we could do that.
A friendly outing, as it were.
Yes, a get together.
That sounds good. That sounds good. I'm in.
It's a date then.
Well...
Well, I mean, it just isn't plans.
Oh, yeah. Of course, you know how it is. Right.
Yes, we're all friends here.
It was so lovely speaking to you, Silk.
You too. I'll catch the both of you later.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
Toodles, kisses, mwah.
And so, as you make your way out of the marketplace, Evanra turns to you and says, he and Ulrich are so obvious.
I know, right?
Honestly, you'd just think that they'd get together at this point, but
Oh my god.
they've been making eyes at each other all week. Like, I'm behind the bar. I'm not supposed to be paying attention to this guy.
You don't want to know. You don't want to know what they're doing in the dungeon.
Oh, but I do tell. Oh, Fiore, you can't dangle.
Oh my god, you make it sound salacious.
And make it sound like I'm not interested. Next, you'll be telling me that, like, one's cradling the other in their arms after a serious injury, being like, it'll be okay, I'm here for you. You're joking.
Yeah.
You're actually joking, though.
No, they really do that.
No.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Well, the thing is that Ulrich can heal. Well, Ulrich does potions.
He's a healer. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You've made the best character in any of our campaigns.
He's also.
This is an audio medium. I am flapping my hands and like posing every time I talk as I play as him.
You should also know this isn't like a character that's in like the campaign.
This is my fucking GMPC.
You
Everyone wanted
inserted
one
the
for campaign
gayest little
4.
fucker imaginable.
Everyone wants a GMPC. Very aight.
The monkey's paw curls.
The best way possible.
Oh no.
Fiore, how are you feeling as Silk goes on his own way and you're back to business with Evanwer?
Flustered mostly.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's in a good mood. Like he's not like upset or anything. I think he's just like, what do you mean? Stop. That's just going on in his mind.
And Silk, how are you as you leave?
Happy. It was a good distraction.
He hopes that those two are content with where they are. He wants them to get together so bad, it's not even funny. At the same time, he's trying so hard not to think about anything else. That's all he's trying to think about right now.
That's cute. Well, you make your way back. Now, Luna, did you want to have the reveal with Ulrich and Fiore today?
Ulrich, I think, probably wants to do it as soon as possible before the confidence high runs out.
That's honestly fair.
Okay. So I think, Fiore, as evening comes, you are making your way back home. Evanwer has to go back. He's got the evening shift. And as you're walking, I think perhaps Ulrich runs into you after having done his errands for the day.
Fiore, hello.
Oh, hi. How you doing?
Good. I just finished my errands for the day. Not too much going on, just voting. Someone stopped me and decided to ask how everything was going with the Gaunt Knight.
Who was it?
I shouldn't say ask. It was more so, you better have this done immediately kind of thing.
I know exactly who told you that.
Do you really?
Yeah. It's...
Who is this man?
It's Captain Longsaddle.
I see.
He does not like me.
Hmm.
I think he doesn't like when he's not the coolest hero ever, kind of.
Well, he's not doing anything about it either, so,
And we are.
And we're doing all of the heavy lifting, so he has no room to complain.
Oh, I agree with you. He's always been like that. We have a history. Yeah.
Well, shame that you have to interact with a man with a stick so far up his arse.
It's okay. If he's ever mean to me, to a point that it really bothers me. My mother, well, he looks
Threat
like
hangs in the air.
he looks like she's not afraid to go pretty far.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah,
She's
so
gonna
if she
fucking
ever,
kill him.
if he ever bothers you, just let me know.
Good to know. Actually, I was going to see you today.
Oh. Did you need something?
Well, it's come to my attention that, well, it's been on my mind actually.
Yeah.
I trust both you and Silk with my life at this point, and
This, likewise.
I feel like, well, I know things about you, and you don't really know too much about me, namely, and Ulrich tugs at the hood.
Oh, you don't have to show anything. I mean, I didn't really show you my stuff by choice or anything.
That is fair, but I feel like it's still a bit of an injustice to hide this from people that I trust when I generally don't trust the general public with
That's fair.
this. It's okay if we can go somewhere that's less public.
I know a place.
Okay?
Real fast, I gotta say how sweet it is that, like, this interaction feels like coming out of the closet and telling someone you trust. Here's a moment I really, like, here's something that I can't trust everyone, but I'm entrusting you with this. And then with Silk, it was like, I am disrobing in front of you. The vibes could not be more different, and I'm here for it. It's like, this is me, all of me,
God.
Versus like, I have a secret I won't trust with the public, but I love you, and I think I can tell you because you seem safe to me. So, Fury, where do you take Ulrich?
It's probably just behind some cafe building.
I mean, maybe, like, because there's a couple of houses where, like, all the backs are facing each other, there's no windows on them.
Then
Yeah,
Fiore.
like, I think, like, by these cafes.
I think Fiore takes him behind, like a private area. I'm not saying this in character. He has made out with him when we're here.
I knew it. I did it.
Has?
Yeah. If he asks, he will give an answer, but it will not
It'll
be
be
what
a
it is.
Right.
It'll be misleading. Can't lie.
Okay.
You can take your time.
And he reaches a hand up, tugs the hood down, and just like with Silk, he just doesn't look at Fiore.
The hood comes down, and do we describe this, or is it going to be a secret from the listeners until he loses the hood permanently? Or is this him losing the hood permanently? It's completely up to you.
This is a decision of do I want to be evil or not?
What a scary answer.
How evil do I want to be to the listeners?
Because they'll find out one way or another eventually.
That's true.
But the question is, even though the others might know, would the general public... Is this something like... Is Ulrich ready to lose the hood? Or will that require something a little more?
He is not entirely ready to lose the hood, especially in public, but he will keep the hood down when he's around the others, but not when they're in public.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Does that include in the dungeon? I feel like in the dungeon, right? There's other people down there. That's still technically public.
I think he still needs to have it around other people.
Okay.
Someone
We'll
send
get there
me
at
this
some
image
point.
or want me to kill someone.
So, again, being vague, not telling anyone, Fiore, you see as Ulrich's hood is pulled down, the secret beneath it.
Flux! Fiore blinks and he's like, "Oh, you don't need to hide that. It's fine if you do, but you look cute."
It's just the attention it could bring because I already bring myself enough attention when I have this on at all times. I feel
I understand. We're both Nephilim. We both get unwanted attention.
Yeah. And I know that there have been rumors around. I know that there have been rumors circling around about this, and I feel like if I lose it, it will just either explode or nothing will happen. I'm not sure which one is the worst of the two outcomes.
I understand. I get it. Don't worry. You don't have to tell anybody. I'm not going to tell anybody. Is it okay? Is it okay if I tell my parents? I tell them everything. I won't tell them what it is if you don't want.
I mean, you telling your parents is okay.
Okay, I didn't want to overstep anything. I talked to them about everything.
Oh no, I appreciate you asking. It's okay. I trust you, therefore I will trust your parents.
You would like my parents.
Good to know.
Certainly, Fiore, I will point out, they've been loving that tea that Ulrich brought.
Oh, Fiore says that. He's like, actually, they wanted me to tell you that they like the tea a lot.
Oh. Maybe if I make more visits to the Dawnfire Library, I can make some more.
I would love to have you.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that my parents might explode if you and Silk don't show up in a way that isn't us needing to save the town soon. I think they want to meet you, like in a normal way.
Okay. Well, we can do that at any time. Anytime we're all in the town, that is. I'm sure my parents would want you and Silk around in the winery as well. That's gonna be a time.
Don't worry. I am totally fine meeting your parents whenever, if ever. I promise I will do my best to give a good impression. They seemed nice.
They are. They're just a little
A lot?
embarrassing sometimes.
I get you. My mom likes to flirt with my mama in front of me.
Oh. Yeah, I can see how that can also be very...
Yeah.
Well, any day that suits us when we're not in the dungeons.
Yeah. It is completely unfair that Silk doesn't have embarrassing parents. Or in this town.
Yeah. Or siblings.
We should visit them anyways.
Yeah, we should.
I want
Ulrich, knowing about the old man.
Oh my god, please.
There's like, actually, I do want to make sure that he's okay. I ran into him when I was hanging out with when I was hanging out with Evenware, and he made a menace of himself.
Oh.
And don't look at me like that. I know how you look at Silk.
I see the difference.
I don't. Is it?
Ulrich is very pink.
On the offensive. Holy shit.
Whoa, get him, Tiger, go.
He's defensive today.
The champion really is the best class for defense in the game, isn't it? Wow. Look at that. Those fucking deflects.
That is entirely different.
Is it?
Anyway, what were you doing with the van?
Shopping.
Really?
Yep. And we got lunch. And then dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it. Smile. Oh. Evenware and Silk, were talking. It is a menace that they know each other. It is, I didn't expect them to get along that well, and I'm gonna die, but,
Oh, so they hit it off that well, huh?
too well.
Ulrich puts a hand on Fiore's shoulder.
Yeah, it looks like he has a 1,000-yard stare for a second. But, they wanted to hang out sometime for lunch with all of us.
All of us?
Yep.
Huh. That sounds fun. Okay, that should be good. Should be fine.
I'll I'll make sure that where we'd be going and stuff as soon as I can. But
Okay. Got it.
and keep checking in on Silk. I'm really worried about him.
I will.
Like, he seemed like he was in a good mood, but I just worry.
I mean, ghoul encounter, that can never be good for anybody.
Yeah, I feel guilty that I wasn't able to stop them in time.
Oh, believe me, so do I. Shouldn't have strayed too far away, even if I can wield a bow and arrow.
Yeah, I get you. I'm worse. I just have the scimitar.
Well, next time we're in there, we'll just be a bit more tight-knit.
Yeah.
It's not like a dressing in nice clothes thing, is it?
You have no fucking idea, Fiore, do you?
I don't know.
Okay.
I mostly wear this.
And I mostly wear this.
I'm glad we can relate there.
Yeah.
Maybe ask Silk? And then tell me I really don't want to do something dumb.
I mean, you won't be doing anything dumb. We really won't be doing anything dumb. Really.
No, I'm sure that I could do something dumb.
I can't imagine what you would do that would be dumb in this context. It's just an outing.
Yeah.
Auric squints. Is everything okay?
Fiori's trying to figure out how to answer this without it being a blatant lie. I mean, I'm fine. I'm not upset or anything.
Does he start feeling sunburn?
He's a little warm. It's not like sunburn because he's not upset.
Ah.
Okay, just don't overthink it. It's just an outing with friends. Correct? This was an outing with friends.
Uh-oh.
Trying to convince himself ever so slightly.
No.
Did the word date get flown around?
It was sad, but I don't think that it was
save
sad.
me.
That it was. Well, I don't know.
Okay, well, try not to overthink it. I can ask Silk if it's a dress-up sort of occasion, to which I really hope he says no, but we'll see.
Be so honest with yourself right now. Be so fucking for real.
That's Ulrich trying to convince himself that he probably will say no, but he knows it's not gonna happen.
We can dream.
We can just have something prepared just in case, maybe.
Oh, I do.
Okay, good. I will ask Silk then. And Ulrich puts the hood back up.
Gives him a little side hug.
Oh, come on, don't be a coward about it.
Ulrich gives him a hug.
Fiori's like, oh, okay. We've reached. In his head, he's like, oh, we've reached this point, and he's like, okay, and he gives a hug, and it's really tight.
Oh.
Aw.
He's a bear hug type of guy.
Oh.
I mean, think about the best friends you ever had in your life, and yeah, you guys have known each other for a week now, but it's been a week with some serious I don't want to say emotional stress, but the things you've been through already are quite intense, and you all know within yourselves as you part that things will only get more intense from here on out. It's high pressure situations like this that make people get close. And even after only a week, the three of you probably feel like each other are some of the best friends you've ever had.
Some of the only friends Fiori's ever had.
He's got a Venway.
Yeah, he's a friend.
Yeah.
Smile.
Ulrich, you head home. Fiore, you retire.
Fiore walks into his house and he goes, Mom!
You all rest for the night, knowing that tomorrow you will re-enter the dungeons and descend into the library again, this time more willing to uncover some of the secrets within more carefully. And as everyone settles into bed for the night, Silk, make me another will save.
Fuck's sake, alright.
Oh, it's happening every night.
Oh, it's fantastic.
There's no incident this night. But you do wake up with your stomach growling. You don't know what happened to you, Silk. But the fact that you can still hear those whispers tells you that something sinister is going on. And it's the doing of the cult of the Canker. This episode of Dice Will Roll would not have been possible without the support of our patrons. Kyonko-chan, Horus, Alexia Blackthorn, Lightning Scar, Dr. Caesar MD, A Potato, Derpy Gamer, Quinlan Boss, Princess Alavi, Emily is Gay, Dexton, Yaaaaay, Abigail Wallet, Knight the Werewolf Teacher, Ashley, Actually a Bot, Violet, Seraphine, Kyle Damon, Soul Grease Lobo, Phoebe Jeebies, Daisy Gilliam, Lux Rexus, Tony Saunders, Mita, Arave. You aren't you. You aren't you when you're hungry for the flesh of your friends. Ferric Falcon, Luis Loza, Aries, Alexander Criswell, May Cohen, Skylee, Genuinely Tricked, Transgirl Trish, Ball Punyon, Matthew Wilson Krasnovich, Tillen Shark, Glitch HD, Jace Snooks, Jonathan Love, G Barbera, Luke, Gideon, Simon Strange, Seth, Kira, Lichelo, Gizmo, Cass, Fable McElduff, Ava, Rem T. Bright, Lonesome Chunk, Steph, Sean C., Natasha Lee Lumley, Rhiannon C., Ellie, Jenna Mitchell, Kane Kendrick, Sky Evangeline, Triceratops, Anna Maria, Jordan, Emily Ladurna, John the Bookworm, SS66 Seeker, and Dame Valerie the Third. If you'd like to see what we can get for helping us keep it rolling, check out patreon.com/diceroll today.